Hello, gentlemen, and welcome to yet another episode of Gentlemen's Club Whiskey. I'm your host, marc.antomattei, and we are here in Takadanobaba, Shinjuku City at Belle, Salle. This is the venue that Whisky Festival 2019 in Tokyo is happening at. This is the very same venue that the Whisky Festival 2018 in Tokyo happened at. And I'm here on day one. Today is Saturday, and I think it is November 16th. Correct me if I'm wrong. And it is 12 o'clock and the doors have just opened. Pre-ticket buyers are starting to flood through the doors and enter the facility now. Unfortunately, I wasn't one of the ones that pre-bought a ticket, so I have to buy on the spot, and it's going to cost me an extra 500 yen. So my ticket price to enter here is going to be about 5,000 Japanese yen. And there will be a lot of free tastings inside. They give you a free bottle of water. I mean, it's the least that they can do if you're paying that price, so that you can clear out your palate after every tasting that you do. A lot of people, they bring a separate bottle, and what they do is they don't even consume the whiskey, finish it, swallow it. They might just taste it, have it on their palate for a little while, and then they spit it out. That way that they don't get drunk by the end of it all. But last year when I did it, because I'm conducting whiskey reviews, it's kind of necessary that I need to swallow it in order to get that finish so that I can write about it. And to say the least, I was a little bit drunk last year. I'll try to pace myself a little bit better this year. I have from 12 o'clock until closing time, which is about 7 tonight. And we'll see how it goes. But let me get my ticket and we'll go inside and we'll pick things up from there. So, gentlemen, it's been seconds since I just entered through the door there. I just stopped the camera just a few seconds ago and I entered. And let's go inside this corner real quick, because I'd like to mention what just happened. So as I was getting ready to enter, I did not have a ticket already prepaid for, and I was expecting to pay 5,000 yen for a on-the-spot ticket. But right before I entered through the automatic doors, a scalper came up to me and he said that he would sell me a ticket for 4,000 yen. So today is really my lucky day. I just saved about 1,000 yen to get inside of here. All thanks to that guy that came up to me spur of the moment within seconds of me getting ready to enter the door, and he helped me out. You get this every year, a carry-in bag that you could put flyers and information in, and you get a brochure. I'm one-handing things right now. Let me show you guys what this is all about. Give you guys the full experience, just like how I had it. You're gonna come down the escalator here to the basement level. It's an extremely big venue. Mostly I'm here for the Japanese whiskeys, but they carry them from all over the world. A whole lot of whiskeys from Scotland are on showcase here. For paid tastings, mostly the Japanese whiskeys from brands like Mars and Ichiro's are usually free tastings. They give you a free bottle of water, like I mentioned before. Okay, domo arigatou gozaimashita. We're inside of Hall A and B. Tokyo Whiskey and Spirits Competition. It's a lot of showcase stuff out in the front that I'm not necessarily really interested in, but arigato. Thank you. tasting notebook. I might need to buy one of those before I go inside. 1,000 yen. I will be right back to this area. A whole lot of whiskey books here. There's a whiskey connoisseur qualification program that organizes this event. And here it is right here. It's called the Scotch Whiskey Research Center. I think they are the heads behind this whole event that's been happening for, I forget how many years now. I have it written down inside of my book notes, but I can't remember it off the top of head. And I think they produced this Whisky Galore magazine as well. Look at this tasting glasses, nosing glasses. Doesn't necessarily go 100 yen. So I think it's 500 yen. Let me turn this around. Yeah, the price was up there backwards. Got some pins that you can buy, some playing cards. They're really working to try to get my money today, but I think I'm gonna get that tasting book, the nosing book, nosing and tasting. All right, before we go inside the main hall, I want to buy that tasting book real quick, and I'm gonna need to put the camera down for that. This is what the main entrance looks like. People are already starting to flood through, but we'll be in there in just a moment. Well, I had won a little free folder and a pin from one of the booths for taking a whiskey quiz. It was a short one, maybe about 5 questions. You answer them correctly, they give you that. Let's walk around the floor. I'll try to show you everything. It almost looks like the exact same layout as last year. Of course, you have to have your complimentary cigars. What is this, smoked meat? I'm not sure. Got some salmon there. Pairings of whiskey and alcohol with food. Ken's Bar, Bourbon and Jazz. Looks like an original bottling. What is this, American whiskey? Double oak, single barrel American whiskey. Look at that. Barreled at Chichibu. Distilled in 2006. Okay. There's different versions there. Different proofs. Each have a different labeling. This is just one of many booths. Really trying to squeeze inside of here. $15 tastings, and they have upfront pricing. Let you see how much this stuff is going to cost. Look at this. Where is it at? 15,000 yen. That's about 150 bucks for 15 tasting of 40 years old Nika. This is probably the highlight. I can't say that I recognize. This is Ichiro's. I recognize that. I've never heard of this this brand before, Kiyosato, but it's from Ichiro's. Ichiro's puts out so much stuff that I can't really necessarily say that I recognize all of it. We got some nice McKellans inside of here. 30, 25, 21. I'll have to come back and pay a visit to this booth again. I like these guys sharing the rarities. This looks like tequila. I should mention that they carry other spirits here, not just whiskey, but gins and tequilas as well. Oh, I was supposed to be saying something as I came down the stairs, down the escalator, and I completely forgot. I said I'm mostly here for the Japanese whiskeys, but they have Scotch, and surprisingly, they have some whiskeys from New Zealand here as well. Just all kinds of miscellaneous stuff. A Macallan cask drink. So, depending on what colored label you see on the bottle is how much you have to pay for a 10 milliliter tasting. I want to taste a lot of the Japanese whiskeys again, ones that I've already had, because I'm wanting to double check it against my notes to make sure that all my notes are accurate, because this is like a final push before I put out my book. I want it to be as accurate as possible, so you can't just have one tasting. You have to have multiple tastings of the same whiskey to verify that your findings are true. A bunch of Taliskers here. Yeah, I'm going kind of quick here. Feel free to pause the video at any time because I'm just rushing this camera along. All of this text that you're seeing is probably just in a blur. So that's the entrance that we came in at, where you see those two green exit signs up there. And this is what the floor looks like. It goes all the way back and it goes all the way around. Very nice, big and wide space. Fully utilized, full of people. Glenmorangie. Not necessarily my favorite, but I appreciate them. I'm not going to buy anything from there. Because like I said before, most of the scotches is paid tastings and not free. But sometimes they are. So it looks like they have a bunch of component whiskeys here of Chivas Regal. What it takes to make a full one. All the elements for the tasting. I'm not going to be bothered with that. Glenlivet. It's basic stuff that you find at the supermarket. I'm not even going to get over there to show you what that is. It's nothing. I like that they have these not so big brands from Scotland here. Oh, well, sorry, Aberlour is quite big, actually. I shouldn't have said that. Irish whiskey. Remember, they spell it with the E just like the Americans do. But we know what's up. We don't spell it with the E. I'm talking about us fellows that love the Japanese and the Scotch whiskey. While turkey is stuff that's abundant everywhere, so we're just gonna skip that. Dictator Colombian rum. Oh man. Yeah, my guy in Osaka. This is a sponsored brand of him. I'll have to tell you about him in another video. I did a few tastings at his bar called the Artie's Bar in Osaka. But Artie himself, he loves that. He gave me a few tastings of a lot of obscure dictators, some expensive ones too. It all comes with being a friend, the perks. You get to taste those things. This is a bar in Ginza, 777. Some of the tastings that you can have up there. Paid tastings, 300 yen. These prices are not expensive at all. 500 yen. McKellen edition number 4. I wish they had all the editions here. Would love to try those. 900 yen. This is a weird, not a weird one, but the only time that I've had this was actually at the distillery for, they call it the Kirin Distillery or the Fujigo Timba, but I've only had this once, and that was 2 years ago. I would definitely need to retaste this. Some Lefroics. I like Lefroic. I think peaty, if I'm remembering correctly, not confusing it with anything else. It says that this is from New Zealand. New Zealand whiskey starting to pop up all over the place here. Jack Daniel's single barrel. I think that's single barrel. All right, let me get out of here. This guy, this Japanese gentleman's here every year. Somebody needs to tell him he needs to wash this wearing these same clothes every year. That's his thing. That's his thing. These are some ones that you can find at local supermarkets in Japan. Not the Song of Ice, but the wine cask blend. That's only about 1,500 yen. I have that at home. Just never cracked it open for a tasting yet. I'll come back and give that a tasting. This is Jota Tanaka. He's the guy wearing the brown jacket. He's the master blender for Fujigo Timba. And I already have the signature blend, so I'm not going to try this one today, but that's a free tasting. Very courteous of him to do this. All right. Let's proceed. Now I've only made it a quarter of the way through. Here goes a bunch of obscure ones right here. Things that I don't really recognize, except for the Glen Farkless. Some different grains inside of there. Let me try to zoom out. Get some focus action going on that. All right, let's keep things moving here. Let's go back to this Fujigo Timba booth real quick. He'll give you a tasting right out the cask there. See if I could focus on that a little bit better. Nice presentation, nice courtesy for them to bring this out here and do this. Of course, this is always going to draw a line. Let's keep things moving. Uh-oh. I gotta say what's up to my brand here. Uncle Nearest. You guys know that I'm an ambassador for Uncle Nearest in Japan. Let me go ahead and take one of these flyers right here. This is nice to have. Dawn Weaver would love to see this. She's probably already seen this. And nothing on the back there. All right, quite nice. This is the price of how much it costs in Japan. 9,000 Japanese yen. It's about 90 US dollars. I wish they had some of the other ones here, but you know, what can you do? What can you do?
American whiskeys.
Smoked maple syrup. Here's some brothers. Look at this. Got some rum from Georgia. Bourbon rum?
Bourbon rum. It's an agricultural rum. It's the purest type of rum, but then it's aged like a bourbon.
It's aged like a bourbon, okay.
It's rum on the tongue, and then you swallow it, and there's a bourbon.
This is finished in bourbon cask?
No, it's actually, they use new American white oak barrels charred to a number 3.
Okay.
It's like bourbon. So, yeah.
It's quite interesting.
It's a bourbon rum.
The tastings are not expensive at all. I'll be back to this counter as well.
I want to step on your narrative there.
Stuff from all over the place. Texas.
Yep. And Vermont with the smoked maple
Which
syrup.
one? This one?
If you've never had this, you have to try this. The cashew nut. It's a little hard to drink out of the cup, but
Okay, I'll give it a shot.
It's worth the effort.
All right, I'm gonna have to pause this real quick. So let me just say that I tried this one. It tastes like smoked cheese. This one is really, really, really good. He had a cashew nut inside of the bottom of that. It was worth fighting to get that out of there. I found myself trying to stick my tongue inside the bottom of that to clean all that up. I still might try. But I asked him, is he here just for this festival? And he said, no, we are the importers of all of these different American brands here. And you can buy it from, hold on. Well, if you're in Japan, you can buy it from this website that is listed there. So it's nice to know that I have access to this stuff, and this is not going to be the only time that I'm going to see it. We got some gin here. London, Glasgow. I'm not much of a gin type of guy or a white spirits. I drink my stuff dark. That's how I like it. Not that I can't handle any gin, but it's just not my preference. Wolfburn, Scotch whiskey. When you set foot inside of these places, you really want to look for the free tastings, but this one is only 100 yen for a tasting, so that's quite cheap. That's, you know, you're getting away with that, so give it a shot, why not? It's like it's not Irish whiskey, that's definitely Scottish. Well, I should have realized that from the attire that the guy's wearing, but okay. Teeling whiskey. I think, yeah, my bar master in Osaka, I think this is one of his favorites. It's Teeling Irish whiskey. I'll have to double check my notes, but I believe that's what he told me. He likes that and Ben Nevis and one more. Professional Bartenders Association, so I guess this guy is mixing with some flair, but I'm not here for that. Uh-oh. We got people from the Dalmore and Jura whiskey here. This is all the same company. Glen Murray. Sorry about that. I got people elbowing me all over the place, and if the camera jumps a little bit, I'm more than apologize for that. But anyways, yeah, I'm a big fan of the Dalmore. Cavalon is always here and bring out their full showcase. But this is a paid tasting, but they have the full lineup there. Sorry that it's so hard to get up inside of there and give you guys a full showcase, but if you know Cavalon, you recognize the colors of the labels and you know what they are. I don't really need to showcase that close. Woodford Reserve, this is all over Japan. You can almost buy it anywhere. Not anywhere, but in a lot of places. I like Nika's booth. Nika is usually inside of this area. I don't see him here today, but yeah, they are. They're here. They offer free tastings of all this stuff. You can really get messed up at this counter right here. And I think I've hit all of this. Hold on, let me try to get past this guy. You know, they control Ben Nevis now, Nika. You got some Bushmills here. Ben Riek, way in the corner there. This is a table that I'll revisit soon. We're almost at the end, but actually not quite. Let's recycle this stuff. You got a whole center aisle there on the left, and you got a center aisle on the right. And then you got the pathway that's leading back out the double doors. You got Suntory here, but oh man, they don't offer free tastings. I wouldn't line up for that. And these are just basic no-age statements of Yamazaki, Hakushu, Hibiki. It's not worth it to line up for that. You got Suntory AO over there, but I already have that at home. The line here is so long, and I have absolutely no idea why these people want to line up for this stuff, for this basic generic stuff. I'll take one of these for my notes. See if I can get this in focus here. This is probably a process in Japanese about what 5 distilleries they source this from and different mixed drinks that you can make, I suppose. Can't necessarily see it now with one hand, but I'll come back to that a little bit later and take a look at that. He's given a free tasting of it, surprisingly, but I already have this at home, so I'm not sure if I should be wasting my my mentality on this today, so to speak, because I'll be drunk by the end of this. don't waste it on things that I already have, things that I don't have and need to try again, or new tastings. I think this company also makes the Octomore as well. I'm not sure if they have any Octomore here. Yeah, they do. But I've already had this at my bar in Osaka. They're quite nice. And they got 2 different Octomores. 3. Variety of 3. To tell you the truth, it's more or less the same as last year. It's more or less the same as last year, and you don't necessarily need to come back every single year. The Totori and Kirayoshi from Matsui Distillery. I'll try to make it out to their new distillery one of these times. But like I was saying, you don't need to come here necessarily every year. I'm here because I'm trying to finish up some tastings. But more or less, it's the same booths, the same people, and the exact same location. But you know what? Why not? Even if I already had it, I'll come back again next year, pay the 5,000 yen, and have an all-I-can-drink session until I pass out, and have fun and just enjoy myself. Here's a brand new one, Shizuoka Distillery. Brand new. Highly looking forward to this. All their pot stills and mash tuns and everything is spanking brand new. Where are they at? Is their booth around the corner here? Is this them? Yeah, this is them. Opening up in 2020. Let's see if I can grab one of these flyers here. See what's in. Opening up next year, just in time for the Olympics. Private cask. I'm thinking this is the price that you would have to pay to buy your own private cask. That's quite nice. $3,000 is not that much for a small barrel. I might be willing to consider that. Considering the boom of Japanese whiskey, I mean, once I buy it, I can do whatever I want with it. I can finish it in something else. You just resell it for a higher price, for double. Do whatever you want with it. It's yours once you buy it. I wish they had some samples. So I'm at this booth for Shizuoka Distillery, and it looks like they're not only opening up their own distillery next year, but they gave me some type of pamphlet thing here and a bunch of flyers and information inside of here. I think they, this company Gaia Flow, they buy some independent cask from different distilleries, and I guess they're reselling it. You can buy it from them. They source it and resell, I suppose. In the middle of the floor here, this is the complete opposite side, as opposed to over there. You can recycle old plastic cups here, and if you need more water for clearing your palate, you can get it from these 2 containers here. Or if you need to spit something out, you just dump it inside of there. But when I get something, I'm going to drink all of it. You know, I'm a real man. I don't waste whiskey. All right. So finally, we're coming down the 2 middle aisles here just to see what they have. I've been inside of this place for about an hour now, and I still haven't really tasted anything aside from what the American guy gave me. Whiskey Lovers Nagoya. Looks like a shop. Big Pete, you can kind of find this anywhere. You got Glenn Farkless in there. Whiskey from France. A flyer, please. Thank you.
You want to try it?
I will. Give me just a moment.
Okay. This is premium French whiskey.
How long has this been out?
Last week.
Okay.
In Japan.
In Japan.
Yes.
Okay. Welcome to Japan.
Thank you very much.
Nice signature whiskey. Triple malt. Well, they all say triple malt. But different editions. They even have miniatures that you can buy. Not necessarily miniatures, but half-size bottles. He said that this brand had just come to Japan as of last week. I'll be back, but we gotta make our rounds. Gotta make it all the way around. Yeah, I'll try that French whiskey at the end, but it's only gonna destroy my palate at the immediate moment. You know, we got a mission to focus on. Motorhead Dark Rum. It's not necessarily what I'm here for. I can appreciate rum, but it's not what I'm here for. Decent bottles, decent prices. Nothing that's gonna break the bank. I'm gonna save that best brew for last. I completely bypassed something purposely. The New Zealand whiskeys that I seen last year, they haven't made their return this year. It might be on the corner here, but maybe they just weren't so much of a hit that they decided not to return back to the festival again this year. This is all just assumption. You know what they say, assuming is the mother of all F-ups. Watch me get to the corner here and watch them be there. We're gonna find out. Liquors Hasegawa. This is a place that's quite close by to here. When I bought my my Uncle Nearest, this is the place that I got it from. Liquors Hasegawa is quite a nice shop for buying any type of whiskey. Get some gin. We got some Akeshi over here. New make whiskey. I suppose. Think. Newborn matured in bourbon barrels. Foundations 1. 60% ABV. Foundations 2. This is first one is non-peated and the second one is peated. Next, matured in Mizunara, punch-in cask. And final, got some blended whiskey here. And other things, I'm not even going to try to outstretch my arm to see what this is. I'll figure that out later. In the meantime, go ahead and grab one of these flyers because you know I take the stuff home and I study it quite closely. I'll be back here because this is something that I haven't had before. This would be a new tasting for me. Sakura Distillery. This is one of those new pop-up distilleries in Japan. Part of the whiskey boom here. Who knows where they're sourcing this stuff from? It's Japanese dry gin. Okay, it's all gin. I was thinking that it was whiskey, but it's not. And we have visited all the booths with the exception of two. I'm going to pause it and I'm going to go directly there. Almost to the end here. This is Cano Ski Distillery. And this is a new whiskey pop-up that, to be honest with you, I've never heard of it before. But it looks like a bunch of new make whiskey. As you can tell from the young, clear color of it. Non-peated malt. Stuff looks like it's not even been aged about 3 years, I would say. 18 months maturity, it says it on the bottle there. 16 months maturity, 20 months, 13 months. So it gives you the age on the bottle. You can see a little bit of picture of the distillery behind them on this banner. Oh man. You know, the problem with this stuff is that in any other country, especially Scotland or the United States, this is not going to fly because United States, I think whiskey needs to be aged for at least 2 years minimum, but in Scotland it has to be 3 years and a day. This is completely underage and immature, so hard to say. I don't think it's going to be all that good, but I mean, I'll come back and I'll try it. I'm just being honest with you. They're just trying to get in on the boom and put things out the market as fast as they can and sell it as fast as they can because they know that people will buy it just because of what it is. It's Japanese. All right, so this is Ichiro's. This is the best booth last year here, and I'm going to say the best booth this year here. I mean, if you look at the abundance of whiskey that they're offering free tastings for, how can you go wrong by visiting this table? I tried all of those last time. People are lined up quite deep here. I line up, and once I make it to the front, then I just linger about there and I stay in the front. All right, gentlemen, that's the end of my tour of the Whiskey Festival 2019 in Tokyo. I'm going to be spending the next few hours handling whiskey, and I need to be attentive to that, so I'm not going to record that. I don't want to be lugging around a backpack, a carry handbag with me, a camera, and trying to do these reviews on camera at the same time. This is something that I need my private time for, so I'm going to say my goodbyes here, give you your final look, hold this camera up as high as I possibly can, show you the many thousands of people that attend. This is just Saturday, opening day, still within the first hour or starting on the second hour, but there's tomorrow as well, and it'll be just like this all day. Anyways, gentlemen, I thank you for watching. Salute to you wherever you may be out in the world. And as always, gentlemen, keep it classy.